There have been times in your life, my dear friend, when you've looked in the mirror and wondered if you truly deserve the good things that come your way. Maybe you felt a heavy weight in your chest, like an invisible hand pushing you down, whispering that you're not enough. Not smart enough, not strong enough, not kind enough to receive the love that's out there, waiting just for you. Or perhaps grace seems like something reserved for other people, those who have their lives all figured out, who never stumble or fall. And the blessings? Oh, those beautiful gifts from the universe, like moments of pure joy, unexpected help from a stranger, or a door opening when everything else feels locked. They might feel just out of reach, like stars you can see but never touch. I know that ache, that quiet doubt that creeps in during the still hours of the night, making you question if you're worthy of it all. But listen closely, because I'm speaking straight from the heart to yours right now. You are worthy. Yes, you, with all your beautiful, messy human parts. You are so deeply worthy of every drop of love, every whisper of grace, and every single blessing that's lined up for your journey. Let that sink in for a moment. You deserve it all. The universe, in its vast and endless kindness, has been crafting a path just for you, filled with peace that wraps around your soul like a warm blanket on a cold evening, love that fills the empty spaces you've been carrying for so long, and abundance that flows like a gentle river, bringing opportunities, connections, and little miracles you didn't even know you needed. Picture it. Mornings where you wake up with a smile instead of worry, relationships that lift you up rather than pull you down, and a sense of purpose that makes every day feel like it's part of something bigger. That's not a dream for someone else. It's yours, waiting patiently. The only thing holding it back isn't some cosmic mistake or a flaw in who you are. No, it's simpler than that. It's just your readiness to let it in. It's about choosing to trust, to let go of the tight grip you've got on control, and to open your heart wide enough to receive what's already yours. Trust. What a small word for such a big leap, right? But it's everything. Your angels, those gentle guides who've been with you since the very first breath you took, aren't standing there with a checklist, demanding you get everything perfect. They don't expect you to have a map with every turn marked out or answers to questions you haven't even asked yet. They're not like that stern teacher from school who graded you harshly for one wrong answer. No, your angel is more like a loving parent, watching you with eyes full of patience and pride, simply asking you to take that very first step. It could be as tiny as pausing before a big decision and listening to that soft inner voice, or as simple as saying yes to a new chance that scares you a little. That nudge, that quiet feeling in your gut, it's them reaching out across the veil between worlds, saying, "I'm here. I've got you. Just move forward with me." And oh, how they see the whole story when all you can see is the next foggy step. Your angel has this incredible view, like standing on a mountaintop while you're walking through the valley below. They witness the divine plan weaving itself through your days, the threads of joy and challenge, loss and discovery, all coming together to create something breathtaking. When you trust that plan, when you follow those gentle whispers of guidance, even if they don't make complete sense right away, something magical happens. Growth blooms in ways you couldn't have planned or predicted. It's like watching a seed you planted finally break through the soil after a long winter, reaching for the sun. You'll look back one day and see how those small acts of trust led to rivers of change, deeper friendships, creative sparks you didn't know you had, or a quiet confidence that turns heads and opens hearts. It's not about overnight miracles, but about steady unfolding, layer by layer, revealing the extraordinary life that's been inside you all along. Now, let's talk about what you might need to let go of to make room for this. Fear, that sneaky shadow that loves to exaggerate every "what if?" It tells you stories like, "What if you fail? What if you're hurt again? What if it's all too good to be true?" Those old tales you've been carrying, the ones born from past hurts or words that stung too deep, they don't serve you anymore. Maybe someone once told you you're not capable, or a tough breakup left you believing love always slips away. Or perhaps those challenges you faced, the job that fell through, the health scare that shook you, the lonely nights when sleep wouldn't come, have convinced you that struggle is your constant companion. I get it. Those memories cling like burrs on a wool sweater, hard to brush off. But here's the gentle truth. None of that defines who you are today. Your history is just chapters in a book that's still being written, not the final word. What truly shapes you, what lights up your core like a lantern in the dark, is your divine nature. Think of it this way. You didn't just happen by accident. You were crafted with intention, a spark from the great source of all things, the endless energy that spins galaxies and paints sunsets. That same creative force flows through your veins, pulsing with love that's pure and boundless. It's the reason you feel a tug toward kindness even when it's easier to turn away, or why a song lyric can bring tears to your eyes without warning. Inside you shines a light, steady and bright, no matter how dim the world around you gets. And waiting beneath the surface? Infinite potential, like a vast ocean hidden under calm waves, ready to surge when you give it space to move. Your angel sees all of this. They gaze at you and know the hero you are, the wisdom tucked in your quiet thoughts, the strength that carried you through storms you thought would break you. They're like a mirror reflecting back your truest self, not the doubts or the scars, but the beauty and power that's always been there. But angels, for all their wisdom and light, aren't solo performers in your story. They need you as their partner, hand in hand, walking this path together. Imagine trying to dance with someone who stands stiff and apart. You can't lead if there's no give and take. Your angel is here to unlock those hidden gifts, to point out the doors you didn't notice, to whisper encouragement when your knees buckle. Yet they honor your free will. They won't push or pull without your nod. So, they wait, lovingly, for you to trust. Trust the plan that's bigger than your worries. Trust that the guidance bubbling up, maybe as a sudden idea during your morning coffee or a feather on your path, is real and right. Open your heart. Let that divine flow rush in like fresh rain after a drought. It will heal the old wounds with softness you didn't know was possible, guide your choices with clarity that feels like coming home, and empower you to step boldly into your purpose. That purpose. It's not some distant, lofty goal. It's living fully, loving deeply, and shining so others can find their way too. So, right here, right now, I invite you to pause. Take a deep, slow breath in through your nose. Feel your belly rise, your chest expand, like you're drawing in all the air of possibility. Hold it for a count of 3, letting it fill every corner of you. Now, exhale gently, releasing tension from your shoulders, your jaw, your thoughts. Do it again. In, hold, out. Feel the love that's all around you, not as some far-off concept, but as a tangible warmth, like sunlight on your skin. Close your eyes if you can, and sense your angel's presence. They're not a distant figure in the clouds. They're right beside you, closer than your shadow, their energy a soft glow wrapping you in safety. They've been there through every laugh and every sob, every victory dance and every quiet defeat, ready to lend a hand or a wing. With your heart cracked open just a little, trust those messages coming through. They might show up as a hunch to call an old friend, or a pull to try something new, like painting or walking a different route home. Even if it feels small, insignificant, like why does this matter? Lean into it. You're not being tricked or led off course. This is divine inspiration, a thread pulling you toward fulfillment that tastes like sweet honey, joy that bubbles up unbidden, and peace that settles like dew on a still morning. You're loved beyond what words can hold, loved not for what you do, but for who you simply are. Divine forces, seen and unseen, form a circle around you, cheering every step, catching you when you falter. All it takes is trust. In the winding process of life, in the quiet strength blooming inside you, in your angel's unwavering companionship. As you step into your days from here, make it a habit. Small steps, like dipping toes into a stream before diving in. Start your morning with a quick whisper, "Guide me today." Notice the synchronicities, those winks from the universe, and follow them with curiosity. When doubt knocks, answer with a nod to your angel. I trust you know the way. They'll show you what's best, even when the why hides behind the clouds. Let divine love cascade through you. Picture it as golden light pouring from your crown down to your toes, mending cracks, igniting dreams. It heals by softening sharp edges, guides by illuminating next moves, empowers by reminding you of your vastness. You'll become that person you've glimpsed in fleeting moments, radiant, purposeful, alive with possibility. If this stirs something deep, a yes in your spirit, go ahead, tap that like button, let it be your quiet affirmation. And in the comments, type Amen. Simple as that, to seal your trust in this divine leading. Open wide, take the step, and watch your world bloom in colors you never imagined. Your angel believes in you fiercely. Now, mirror that belief back to them. As you stand here, on the edge of whatever this moment holds for you, I want you to ground yourself, to root into the earth beneath your feet and the sky above. Breathe deep once more, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and let the chatter of the world fade. The buzzing phones, the rushing traffic, the endless scroll of worries, they all quiet when you choose stillness. Brush aside the doubts that flit like shadows. Am I really enough? Can I handle this? And the distractions, those shiny pulls toward old habits or judgments from voices that don't matter. In this calm space, truth rises like mist off a lake at dawn, clear, unhurried, profound in its simplicity. You are divine, not in some abstract, churchy way, but bone-deep, soul-true, created on purpose, woven from love's own thread, bursting with potential that stretches to eternity. Every bump in your road, every storm that soaked you to the skin, every night you cried until your eyes burned, none of it was punishment or proof of your flaws. It was all brushstrokes on your soul's canvas, teaching resilience, carving deeper understanding, shaping you into someone wiser, more compassionate. And through it all, your angel walked with you, unseen but ever present, shielding you from worse harms, whispering courage when your voice failed, nudging you toward light when darkness pressed in. Can you feel it now, that resonant hum in your chest? It's their energy, warm as a hearth fire, peaceful as a forest glade, certain as the tide's return. You're not adrift in this vast sea. You're held, guided, cherished by a power that knows your name. Your angel, who's chronicled every beat of your heart, every flicker of hope and shadow of despair, sees your depths and delights in them. They know the battles you fought in silence, the ones against self-doubt that raged louder than any argument, the quiet victories of getting up when staying down felt easier. They're bursting with pride for your endurance, for the way you've poured love into others even when your own cup ran low, for the spark of light you fanned alive amid the gloom. In the toughest nights, when hope seemed a forgotten friend, you still chose kindness, still dreamed small dreams. They saw, and they smiled. But now, beloved, they're reaching out with a tender urgency, not born of impatience, but of knowing. They see the you that's emerging, the higher self ready to unfurl like a flower at first light, one who receives guidance not as a burden, but as a gift, who trusts without the crutch of proof or the anchor of fear. Why this plea now, you might wonder? Because the stars align in ways you can't yet map, because your soul's ready for expansion, for ripples that touch not just your shore but those around you. Imagine the chain reaction. Your healed heart inspires a friend's courage, your bold step sparks a community's hope, your joy becomes a beacon in someone's night. Greatness isn't a solo climb, it's a shared ascent, and you're poised at the base, rope in hand. To claim it, start with the heart. Crack it open like a window to let fresh air in. Trust isn't blind obedience. It's a bridge built plank by plank, from maybe to yes I can. Of course, trust doesn't erase the rough patches. The path won't always gleam like a polished road. There'll be fog-shrouded turns where visibility drops to zero, days when overwhelm crashes like waves, uncertainty gnawing like an old ache. You'll wonder, is this right? Am I lost? In those breaths, anchor to this. Support never leaves. The divine hums in your cells, a constant undercurrent, whether eyes see it or not. Your angel's hands, ethereal, steady, cradle you, lift you when legs wobble, point north when compasses spin. Lost? Only in illusion. Truly, you're found mid-journey in a grand adventure. Support us by sending a super thanks from $20 to $100. Folded hands sparkles. Your support helps Archangel Protection continue creating valuable content. Life's leaps of faith, those heart-pounding jumps over unseen chasms, forge the strongest you. When the map blanks out, when logic shrugs and says, wait, that's the invitation. Surrender the reins, let greater wisdom steer. Your angel calls you to that edge now, wings spread, saying, jump with me. I've caught you before. I'll catch you again. In the air, mid-fall turned flight, growth ignites, wings you didn't know you had stretching wide, carrying you higher than fear ever allowed. And when you land, oh, the shift. Peace settles like snow on pines, muffling chaos into hush. Clarity cuts through like dawn's first ray, showing paths you missed in the scramble. Life eases, flowing smoother than a leaf on stream. Doors creak open on well-oiled hinges, revealing rooms of wonder. Synchronicities multiply. The right book falls into lap, the perfect word from a passerby. Its alignment, sweet and sure. The divine plan clicking into place like puzzle edges meeting. Your angel's voice isn't frantic demand, but love's soft song, a reminder of your essence, that spark divine you sometimes forget amid the daily grind. It's an open hand. Come, rise from the weights you've shouldered too long. See the gifts tucked in trials, the lessons gleaming like hidden gems. Every footfall draws you nearer to purpose, not a finish line, but a way of being, authentic, radiant, connected. In those hushed interludes, sitting with coffee as rain taps window, or staring at stars on sleepless eve, when loneliness nips or uncertainty swells, know your angel perches near. They murmur through gut feelings that bloom like sudden flowers, dreams vivid as summer fields, signs subtle as a song on radio echoing your thoughts. Pause, ear to heart. What do you say? Listening births trust. Trust, the dawn after dark. Forward march with heart ajar, fears noted but not heeded. Swap them for faith's sturdy cloak. Faith you're planted precise, each stride divinely drafted, love's current buoyant through tempests. No hurdle too sheer, you're cradled, carried, crowned in enoughness. So, whisper yes once more. Will you trust this flow, heart bared to guidance's grace? Will you let your angel helm toward wholeness? The yes lives in you, choice yours alone, yet etched eternal, loved vast, backed boundless, forever sufficient. Ready? Step soft, heart wide, trust the current. Your angel awaits, map unfurled, to chart the life scripted for your shine. If these words have woven into your spirit, stirring echoes of guidance's gentle pull, pause here, like this share of light, etching your yes into the ether. Below, pen amen, a seal on faith's door, heart's vow to angelic lead. We tread this trail as kin, never lone. Trust deep, for your angel shadows every stride, wing to wing. And now, as we draw this circle to a close, let the warmth of these truths linger like embers in a quiet fire. You've heard the call, felt the stir. Now carry it forward, one trusting breath at a time. May your days unfold with the ease of rivers finding sea, your heart ever open to the divine dance. You're not just walking this path, you're illuminating it for all who follow. Rest in that knowing, beloved. Your journey is sacred, your light eternal. Go gently, and shine on. As the echoes of that final breath settle within you, imagine yourself standing at the threshold of a new dawn, not the kind that breaks with a sudden blaze, but one that creeps in softly, painting the sky in hues of rose and gold, inviting you to step forward without rush or demand. You've trusted thus far, opened that tender heart to the whispers of your angel, and already, you might sense the subtle shifts, a lightness in your step, a curiosity blooming where hesitation once rooted, or perhaps a quiet dream resurfacing, one you'd tucked away like a forgotten letter in a drawer. This is the divine rhythm at work, my dear one, a gentle pulse that carries you from awareness to action, from longing to living. But let's linger here a while longer, shall we? Let's explore the layers of this trust, peeling them back like petals on a flower that's been waiting seasons to fully bloom, so you can carry these truths not just in your mind, but woven into the fabric of your everyday. Think back to a time when trust felt easy, effortless, like the way a child reaches for their parent's hand without a second thought, knowing that grip will steady any wobble. That's the essence your angel yearns for you to reclaim, that pure, unfiltered faith in the unseen safety net below. In the busyness of adult life, though, we build walls, brick by brick, from bricks of betrayal, disappointment, or the sheer exhaustion of holding it all together. Maybe it was a promise broken by someone you held dear, leaving a crack that widened into doubt about all commitments, divine or otherwise. Or a goal you poured your soul into, only to watch it slip like sand through fingers, teaching you to clutch tighter next time. These experiences aren't punishments, mind you. They're teachers in disguise, rough-hewn but wise, showing you where tenderness is needed most. Your angel, ever the patient tutor, doesn't scold you for the walls. Instead, they send soft rains to erode them, sunlight to warm the soil beneath, inviting new growth where hardness once stood. What if, in this very moment, you chose to name one of those bricks, not to dwell in the pain it caused, but to honor it as a step in your becoming? Say it softly to yourself. I release the fear from that lost job, that faded friendship, that dream deferred. Feel the weight lift, not all at once, but like fog burning off under morning light, gradual but gloriously real. Your angel nods in approval, their presence a cool breeze on fevered skin, reminding you that release isn't loss, it's space. Space for fresh stories to write themselves, for laughter to echo where silence once reigned, for connections that feel like coming home after a long voyage. And as you make room, abundance tiptoes in, not with fanfare or thunder, but with the quiet grace of unexpected kindnesses. A message from an old ally just when you need encouragement, a book that falls open to the exact page your heart craves, or an idea that sparks during a walk, lighting up possibilities you hadn't dared to chase. Let's speak of those possibilities for a breath, because they're not vague shadows on the horizon. They're vibrant, tangible invitations tailored to your unique spark. Perhaps your path calls you toward healing arts, maybe tending a garden that feeds not just body but spirit, or offering words of comfort to those wandering their own foggy trails. Or it might pull you toward creation, your hands itching to shape clay, strings, or stories into forms that echo the divine beauty within. Your angel sees these callings not as distant peaks to scale, but as natural extensions of who you are, the one who notices the hurt in a stranger's eyes, the one whose laugh can turn a somber room to sunlight, the one whose quiet persistence turns obstacles to stepping stones. They don't measure success by applause or accolades, but by the alignment, the way your soul hums in harmony when you're immersed, the ripple of good that spreads from your centered self to touch lives near and far. Yet, stepping into these waters can stir ripples of their own, the what-ifs that swirl like leaves in autumn wind. What if I'm not ready? What if I stumble again? But here's the soothing balm. Readiness isn't a state you arrive at fully armored. It's a willingness to wade in, toes first, learning the current as you go. Your angel doesn't promise a path free of puddles or detours. They promise companionship through them all. Picture them as that steadfast friend who packs extra snacks for the hike, who points out the wildflowers amid the rocks, who shares stories around the campfire to remind you why you set out. When overwhelm crests like a sudden wave, pause and call on them. Show me the next small shore. And there it is, a phone call to make, a page to read, a nap to take, that single anchor holding you steady until the tide ebbs. In the weave of daily life, these moments of guidance often arrive disguised as ordinary. The song on the radio that lyrics your exact mood, the bird that lands on your windowsill as if delivering a note, or the stranger's smile that says, You're seen. Train your heart to recognize these as love letters from the divine, not coincidences to shrug off. Start a little ritual if it calls to you, perhaps a journal by your bed, where you jot one sign each evening, one whisper of trust enacted. Over time, the pages fill not with grand epiphanies, but with a tapestry of small yes, building a bridge of belief stronger than any doubt could crack. And as you cross it, growth unfurls in tender ways, confidence that whispers rather than shouts, joy that lingers like the scent of rain on earth, peace that cushions even the sharpest edges of change. But let's not rush past the healing that trust invites, for it's the quiet undercurrent carrying all else. Healing isn't a linear march from broken to whole. It's a spiral dance, circling back to old aches with gentler eyes each time. Your angel, with their boundless compassion, holds space for this, inviting you to sit with the scars, not as burdens, but as maps of your resilience. Maybe it's forgiving a younger self for choices made in survival's shadow, or extending grace to those who wounded without intent, releasing the hook so you can swim free. Feel their light on those tender spots, like moonlight on a healing wound, cool, revealing, restorative. As layers soften, you'll find energy once siphoned to grudges now flowing toward dreams deferred, toward mending threads in relationships frayed by time, toward self-care that feels like a holy act rather than a luxury. Envision your days infused with this flow, mornings greeted with gratitude's soft song, listing 3 gifts already present: the warmth of your bed, the flavor of your coffee, the beat of your faithful heart. Afternoons alive with purposeful motion, whether in work that aligns your gifts or play that feeds your wild spirit. Evenings wrapped in reflection, not regret, thanking your angel for the guides, the guards, the graces of the hours past. This rhythm isn't perfection's demand, it's presence's gift, turning ordinary into sacred, mundane into miracle. And through it all, your angel's pride swells like a river after spring rains, for they see not just the steps you take, but the courage in choosing them. Now, widen the lens a touch. This trust you cultivate isn't solitary. It's a lantern held high, casting glow on fellow travelers. In a world quick to dim lights with comparison or critique, your openness becomes a beacon, inviting others to question their own walls, to ear toward their inner whispers, to trust the divine hand extended to them too. Share a kind word, a listening ear, a story of your leap, and watch the chain. One heart eased leads to another unburdened, a quiet revolution of grace rippling outward. Your angel delights in this, for their love isn't hoarded but multiplied, each act of faith a seed scattering on fertile ground. As doubts inevitably knock, perhaps in the hush before sleep, when mind replays the day's stumbles, return to the anchor. You are enough as you are in this unfolding. Your angel doesn't measure by metrics of more or better. They celebrate the being, the brave heart beating on. Breathe into that knowing, let it expand your chest, loosen your limbs, quiet the inner critic to a murmur. And when joy surprises you, a sunset that steals your breath, a hug that lingers just right, receive it fully, without apology. This is the abundance promised, not a reward for effort, but the natural fruit of an open vessel. Let's pause here to weave in a practice, simple as breath itself, to root this deeper. Find a quiet corner, or even the midst of motion, sitting, walking, wherever peace finds you. Place a hand over your heart, feeling its steady rhythm, and invite your angel close. I am here. Guide me. I trust. Let words or feelings arise. No judgment, just witness. It might be a color flooding your vision, a phrase echoing soft, or simply stillness that speaks volumes. Carry that essence into your hours, a talisman against the tempests. Over days, weeks, this becomes second nature, a dialogue as natural as birdsong at dawn. And oh, the empowerment that follows. Not the thunderous kind of old tales, but a quiet sovereignty. Decisions flowing from intuition's well, boundaries drawn with kindness's edge, dreams pursued with feet light on the earth. You'll notice synchronicities stacking like stones in a cairn, marking your way, affirming the plan. A conversation that unlocks a door, a resource appearing like manna, a setback revealing a better route. This is the divine choreography, your angel's artful hand directing without stealing the stage. Yet, in the hush of vulnerability, when trust feels like threading a needle in twilight, remember, it's okay to falter. Your angel doesn't tally missteps, they cradle them as lessons, turning slips into strides. Call on them in the raw. Hold me here. Show me through. And through comes, perhaps in a friend's timely call, a memory's warm recall, or sleep that restores like balm. You're held, always, in a love vast as oceans, tender as dew. As seasons turn in your soul, some blooming, some barren, trust evolves too, deepening like roots seeking water. What starts as tentative toeholds becomes full stride, then joyful run, carrying you toward horizons painted with purpose. Your angel walks beside, not ahead or behind, matching your pace with eternal patience, their joy mirroring yours in amplified waves. In moments of profound connection, watching a loved one's face light with your words, creating something that stirs your own awe, feel the thread of the divine plan tightening, drawing disparate parts into wholeness. This is purpose lived, not preached, serving through simply shining, loving through simply being. And in the quiet after, gratitude rises like incense, thank you on lips for the gift of it all. But let's ground this in the gentle now, for dreams deferred no more begin here. Today, choose one whisper to heed, a walk in nature's cathedral, a letter to self forgiving old weights, a reach toward a dream dusted off. Small, sacred, sufficient. Your angel beams, for in these seeds, forests grow. As we weave toward close once more, let these truths nestle deep. You are the beloved, the blessed, the boundless. Trust isn't a task, but a homecoming, angels' arms ever open. Carry this light lightly, share it freely, live it fully. The path ahead. Yours, illuminated, infinite. And in this sacred pause, may peace be your companion, joy your crown, love your constant song. You've awakened to the call, now dance to its melody, step by trusting step. The universe conspires in your favor, your angel leads with unwavering light. Rest, rise, repeat, in grace's endless embrace. If these whispers from the heart have stirred something sacred within you, a gentle reminder of the divine love that wraps you like eternal wings, I invite you to show your soul's yes in the simplest ways. Tap that like button below. Let it be a spark of light shared with the universe, amplifying this message to reach another weary heart in need of grace. And if the call feels deeper, consider subscribing to this channel. It's a quiet commitment to more moments like this, more guidances from the angels, more space to grow together in trust and wonder. Your presence here means the world. It's the ripple that turns one awakened soul into a wave of healing. For those whose hearts overflow with gratitude, a super thanks is a beautiful offering, from the smallest gesture to something as generous as $100. Imagine it as a feather lifted to your angel, a thank you that funds more videos like this one, pouring love back into the world through stories of surrender, signs from the divine, and paths to your truest self. No amount is too small or too grand. It's the intention that sings, the love that flows. Every bit helps keep this light shining bright for you and all who wander here seeking solace. You're cherished beyond measure, my friend, loved fiercely by forces seen and unseen. Thank you for being here, for trusting the journey. With all my heart, sending you endless blessings.